Hello guys and welcome to AdriaBIM channel. In today's video, I will teach you some tips that can be useful for you to improve your learning in GstarCAD. So let's begin. Let's see the content of this video. We are going to talk how to insert and edit dimension lines, how to use annotation, how to make dimension lines. We are going to talk about layers, how to add layers, edit them, or change objects from one layer to another. And finally, we are going to talk about how to insert text. I will start explaining how to insert dimension lines. Like in this case, I will show you here. If I type a keyboard dim linear, I get this command activated and I can make some dimension lines. The alternative for that is we go to annotation and we go to dimension section, and here we have this dimension. Here we have dropping menu with several options depending on what we need. Do we need linear, aligned? Do we need to measure the angle, arc length, radius, diameter of circle, jogged, ordinate, or area? I will show you most of this option because this is beginner course. We don't want you to have so much information at the beginning, so we are going to take you slowly in this program, and we are going to show you most of the beginner tips that you need to learn to start working in GstarCAD. So we are going to take this linear and we are going to make a second dimension line. So you see that here we can decide where to put, and you can if you have OSNAP and all OSNAP options on, you can easily put it in one line to be straight. So now we see that the numbers are too small. This is because GstarCAD has standard dimension size. That doesn't matter what are you drawing, so the numbers can be too big or too small. This means that I have to open my dimension style manager, and I can do that by clicking at this button, and voila, here we have dimension style manager window. Or we can type dim style, and voila, again we have a dimension style manager window. So first I recommend you to create a new dimension style so you can use it later in another drawings. Here I will type, so go to new. Here I will type some name of a new style. I'm going to say dim 50, because I have intention to plot this drawing on scale 1 to 50, so I'm going to say dim 50. This you have if you have some other already made dimension styles, you can use it to like a template to modify, to change what you want, to make a new one. So we are going to use this standard, and we're going to say dim 50. You want to use for you can choose for what you want to you can choose for what you want to use, all dimensions, continue. And here we have this new window. It is quite complex with a lot of things that I can edit. However, with a few changes, I can put my dimension lines in a good size. So first, I'm going to go to the symbol and arrows, and if you have basic knowledge of graphic editing, you know that you have different that you use different symbols for different area of uh, of different field of engineering. So I'm um, I'm in the field of civil engineering and architecture. So we usually use this architectural tick. Mechanical engineers usually use closed field arrow or whatever you want. You can you have really a really big choice that you can use here. We are going to go to architectural tick, and again, so here again we're going to leader. So that's for we are going to put it like that, and here we have arrow size. We're going to say like 10. Um, and here we have some other things that we can edit, that we can use. Then we're going to go to the text, and we will make text higher. We can edit text style. So do we want a standard or arc, or we can make new one like AdriaBIM. Okay, let's say I like Times New Roman, and let's say regular white factor. Okay, apply and close. And we're going to use AdriaBIM. Text color, we can use different text colors. Fill none, draw frame around text. We don't want that. Text position, here we can edit if we want to get to center, up, outer. Basically it's best to get up and centered. View direction from left to right, offset from dimension line, let's say 2 to be more higher. And here you have text alignment. Do you want to get horizontal every time, or align with dimension line, or ISO standard? The best it all depends on what you want to use. I will go to the ISO standard. Here you can adjust fit options. So do you want to, if there isn't enough room to place both text and arrows inside the extension line, the first thing to move outside is either text or arrows, best to fit, or arrows or both, or text, or always keep text between lines. Suppress arrow if they don't fit inside. Text position, you have here to choose where you want to be, beside dimension line, over dimension line, with ladder, or anything. Here you have primary units. Again, it all depends in what units you're working. I'm working at the decimal units, and I will go to decimal. Precision, this all depends on what precision you want to uh, to make. So do you want to only to, it all depends, do you want to go to the centimeters, so 65 centimeters, or do you want to go to 65 centimeters and 3.2 millimeters, 65,32. So do you want period, comma? I go with comma. It's really the best. Round off. You need zero suppression. Yeah, so you don't want to have when you have 60, you don't want to have zeros. So you use zero suppression trailing. Here you can add prefix before or suffix after. So it all depends on what on what units you're working. I'm working at centimeters. I think that is centimeter units. Angular precision. So uh, um, for angular, you go decimal degrees. That's the most common use. And here you also give precision. I go to two two places after the comma. Zero suppression, trailing. Yeah, that's the great. That's the best. So here we are going to delete suffix. Alternative units. So this is for alternative units, and here is the tolerance format. So uh, I usually don't use any of those two. We have one more to go. Lines. Here you uh, use the color, what dimension lines color would be. I go by layer because you need, I will talk about layers later and you will see what is the best side for layers. So we're going to go by layer. Line type, you can choose what line type you want. I will go again by layer. Line weight also by layer because that's the best. And you make layer that says dimension lines, and it is all connected. Here I said also it all depends on what dimension style you learn, but here you can type, do you want to extend beyond ticks? So do you want to extend beyond boundary of dimension? I usually do, so I go here 10 and you see here that it extended over. Baseline spacing, I that's okay. I go to 4. Um, so here you have to, where do you want to suppress? I don't want to suppress nowhere. Here you have two more very meaningful uh, fields to fill. Extend beyond the dimension lines. I usually go here also 10. So here now dimension style is ready for architectural drawings. And here you have also offset from origin. I go here also 3. And this one is very very important for all of you. So see here you can see that here you can you can offset from the origin and you can choose how much you want to offset, like 10, like 30, like 5, and you see that that would create a lot of unnecessary lines. You need sometimes you need those lines, but sometimes you don't need. So here you have one important option, fixed length lines. So you go 20 and every one is going to be 20. And we say okay, close, we select what we want to change and go to dim 50 and voila, we have ourselves very nice dimension style created. So that's about dimension style. You need to um, make practice. You need a lot of practice to conquer everything about dimension style. But don't worry, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Now we're going to talk about other dimension um, things. So here we have, I already said for linear. Here we have aligned, so creates an aligned dimension. So if we want to, I will draw something that is not linear. So we have triangle with nonlinear lines. We go to annotation and we go align, and we can measure the length of nonlinear line. You see, very important option for us to use. The next one is angle. We now here we have an angle, so we can use to measure. We go press angle, and we specify arc, circle, line, or specify vertex. We are going to specify this line, and we are going to specify second line. And here we have this angle, or we can use to measure outer angle. See? So very great option. The next one is arc length. We need arc for this, so we're going to make some arc. Here we made arc. We're going to select arc or polyline, and we have arc length. The next one is radius. So here we need a circle, and we're going to draw a circle. Let's say radius 500. So this is one big circle. We're going to move it a bit, and we're going to go to our radius, and here it is, radius 50. We're going to go to diameter and phi 100. That's diameter 100. 1000. I'm sorry for my mistakes. Here you have jog dimensions for circle or arcs. So if you want to make jogged one from wherever you want, and you have ordinate. You see dimension text 27, and if we click here, you see down below that we have a dimension line. So area, mark the area of closed object or religion, and area can be created to a table. Next one, we have a dimension override. Usually when we work, not all the things are correct. So sometimes if we want to avoid making changes that will take us hours to change, to lose time on something, we just use this command that is life-saving, and go to dimension override. We click dimension variable name to override it. So 100. This is we can override everything by double clicking it on our dimension of our dimension. So just click and write 100, and this become 100. This is 350, and this is 100. It's silly, but it's very great. Also, when you want to add something like centimeters, you can add, or you want to say beam, or things like that. It's very great. Those are the options for justifying dimension text. So you can go this way, you can go to align to the center or align to the left. you can rotate the text to some angle, like angle 15, and you rotate the text for that angle. You can though other options, you can use to check the those this one is also very important. Dimension continue, so it will continue the last. So we go to linear, we're going to measure the length of this column, and then we're going to press this dim continue. So we can write dim continue, and we're going to continue to making dimension. It's very powerful tool for this. You see, we just go to, and dimension are making very fast. The next one, we have dim inspect. They inspect if is it correct or not. It's very great. It is great to if you want to have everything 100% correct. This is a very powerful option to have. And I'm going to show you one more option, and the rest you need to research for yourself. We're going to check this quickly creates a dimension, quick dimension. So we can select some of these, and it will create dimension. This is great. I will show you later how to use this properly. This is just for showing you the function. I will show you later how you can use in real life, in real time. So basically that's it for animation. For beginners, it's basically everything you need to start working in GstarCAD. The next topic is layers. Layers are very important, and for that I will be using this floor plan. So I will be opening the I will be opening the layer properties manager. I will click to this icon here, or you can type layer in your keyboard. It is I already talked about keyboard and the shortcut here in GstarCAD. If you look at this list here, I have separated in layers different categories of objects. For example, I created a layer called doors. For the doors, I have in this drawing walls. For the walls, windows, stairs, hatch, beams, and everything. So it is very important to have layers in your drawing structure, because it will help you to organize drawings easily. for each layer, I'm going to show you how to edit layers. For each layer here, there are few options that I can change. I'm going to start with the color. So I'm going to go to these doors, and I will change the color of them. I have right now I have blue, but I really love blue, and I will go to the cyan and say OK, and look at these here. The doors change the color to cyan. Also, here you have the colors that are uh, in the model, and here you have the colors that are in the plot style, but with the name. And the name of the color you can see here. So index color is this color here. Okay. So the next thing that we can change for layers here is line type. So we can change the line type by choosing one of loaded line types. If we don't have a loaded line type that we need, we can load it by clicking here and choosing one of many line types that we have offered here. So we just go here, say OK, and we choose this. And the last thing we can change is line weight. So here, by clicking here, you can go and choose whatever line weight you want to choose. You see on this drawing, you see here on the layers, we have different line weight. But on the drawing, there is any line weight. All lines are the same. That's because we didn't turn on line weight here on this status bar. So we go here, line weight, say OK, or just type, and voila, it's turned on. So we said the walls are 0.40 and they are very thick. So there are a few other options. If you want to create a new layer, go here, new layer, and basically on whatever layer you are on, when you want to create another one, it uses the previous one as the template. So it copies all the properties from that layer to the new one. Here you can delete a layer. We're going to delete these two layers. You can set the current. So if you set the current and go to draw, you're going to draw with that current. So we're going to go to this because it's red, and we're going to spot the difference immediately. And you see we are drawing the red lines. We are drawing with the window layer. Also, you have this one. This is very powerful. You basically use layers to make your drawings easier, and these two options are going to make your life easier. You have this turn on, or turn off. You have this little light bulb, and when you want to turn off some of the layers, you just click on the light bulb, and the doors are gone and the windows are gone. But you cannot turn off layer. You can turn off layer. No, and you can turn off layer, but basically you need to be on some other layer to not be active. You turn it on by just clicking on it. If you want to turn off every other layer, you go and here select all but current, and you just turn it off and you just have windows. Here you can freeze some of the layers. You can lock it, and they are still here, but you cannot delete them, you cannot move them. So very, very powerful options. Here you have the plot. So if you don't want to plot this, if you want just to have some lines for help, like some access or something like that, this is very great option. You draw them with that layer, but you turn off the plot. And here you have new viewport freeze. That option we're going to talk about in some later videos. That's about it for the layers. I strongly suggest you uh, to get to know layers better, and get to use layers better, because it will make your life easier. Because this video is getting too long, I'm going to move the text to the next video. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us through our website or through our email that we're going to put in the description below. So this is all from my side. If you enjoyed this tutorial, subscribe to watch more videos and get notified of new updates. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Best regards, your AdriaBIM channel.